Well, our Jawans are war ready. Our Navy is continuously sending the message of anytime, anywhere, and our fighter jets are roaring in the sky. Not a single bullet has been fired, and yet Pakistan is scared. Take a look at another example of how spooked Pakistan is. When asked about whether Pakistani netas will go to war if India strikes, Pakistani leader Sher Afzal Khan says that he will immediately flee to London. Listen. Let's go across to my colleague Pradeep Datta joining us on the broadcast. Well, Pradeep laughs and, laughable is the situation of Pakistan. This is the leader who was asked about the situation in Pakistan at a time when the army chief is missing in action, when the prime minister has been missing, when the stockpile of the warships clearly will last only for about 3 days for Pakistan. You have leaders of Pakistan making this candid confession. If at all India strikes, then we will be the first to flee.
Yes, you rightly said this is laughable, but yes, at least one should give him credit for speaking truth, because normally politicians are not used to do so. They always try to take credit for everything and try to say something which they never fulfill. And here in this case, he's saying rightly that if there is going to be war, he's going to simply pack his bag instead of going to borders holding a gun and fighting along with soldiers. He'll be strictly fleeing to London. That's what he's saying. And when the question was asked, you think that Modi should rightly step back, then he rightly said Modi is not my cousin, that he will listen to me and step back, because already Prime Minister Narendra Modi has made up his mind that this time they are going to teach Pakistan lesson. And ever since he asserted that mitti mein mila dunga, nyay milke rahega, we have already seen shivers down spine of Pakistan, and there is a nervousness. They are completely rattled, and we have seen their hollow sloganeering, nuke-mongering, even hollow threats coming from their side. But the reality is that we should not blame this politician, because he can't go to border. He'll be packing his bag. But what about the army chief? Army chief also is missing from the scene. Instead of being there on the ground with his soldiers standing shoulder to shoulder with them, he has gone underground. And even Shahbaz Sharif, the Prime Minister, is somewhere missing. This is not the question we are asking. This is the question being asked by journalists here in Pakistan. They want to know, where is Shahbaz Sharif at this critical juncture? He should have been out leading from the front, but instead of leading from the front, except for one odd statement coming from his side, totally he is also missing from the scene. And the third thing is that everybody knows that Pakistan cannot fight war with India. That's one of the reasons that for the last several decades they are indulging in proxy war or low intensity conflict. Look at their reserve right now also. The stockpile is already depleted. They've got they've only got ammunition that can last for about 96 hours. If anywhere there is going to be war with India, their ammunition will last for 96 hours. Pakistan has to understand one thing, because if a few years back they were able to give ammunition to Ukraine during Russia-Ukraine war in 2022, it was because there was peace on border. There was a ceasefire. There was no any kind of a problem with India. But the moment you started can continue with the terror-related activity and see right now your situation, you are once again struggling. Your economy is in tatter. There is a political crisis, and then there is also a difficulty for army chief to keep locked together, because even in armed forces there is a lot of division, because there are several groups. So in such a situation they have to understand that the peace had only been possible with India if they will not continue with the terror-related activity. But the problem is that they continue with their strategy of bleeding India 1,000 cuts, and after committing the crime they are in a denial mode.
Absolutely.